Alrighty, y'all. Trying to add in my fellow belt brethren. Give me a few seconds here. Hopefully, he joins me real quick here. Let's see. I know this is the middle of the day for a lot of people. I know a lot of people are busy. Alrighty, I think he's telling me he's being added.
Oh, there.
All right, there we go.
This is
Same old like the last time, man. We gotta get used to this. Oh man.
With technology, it's not working.
Yeah, I thought I knew technology. I don't know it no more. I thought I did.
Yeah.
Oh man. So I'm coming to y'all from the man cave. I wanted to start this stream because the reason why I come to y'all from my man cave is because of what you see behind me. A lot of my belts. Some of them are replicas. Only two of them are replicas, but the other ones are specially made. So I know me and Mr. Joey Gray here, we got a bunch of belts from Jagu Wan. If I said his name right, I might be saying it wrong. I'm old. I might be saying it wrong. So I wanted to, give this man some props on his belt making skills. So that's the reason for this particular video today. Anything you want to say?
No, I've always, I said no, but then, no, I'm just watching Tony Thorpe's video the other day of showing off his new belts. That man got more belts than, like, so I always appreciate when somebody like that has that many belts from all these different makers is given props to, that shows he's doing something right, because he could be, I mean, he's obviously bought from other makers and from other sources, and to see him, buying a couple more and then like talking about how good of a job he did, I think he's I just think he's come a long way in the last few years, a long way. Like, he just keeps getting better, and it makes you keep want to buying them.
Yeah, I mean, because that's basically how I felt, when my very first belt. I want to show that off real quick. The very first belt I got from Jagu was my hybrid Big Eagle right here. This was the very first one. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm still impressed. Had this belt for a couple of years, still impressed by it. And I was saying to myself, the only thing, I was being 100% honest. I wasn't not being an asshole. The only thing that I said that I did not like was kind of like, I don't know if you can see it that well because of the lighting. So I get out that light glare. The lion's face wasn't that much detailed, but it was awesome. It's an awesome product, And I was telling my wife, I said, man, I'm buying more belts from this guy. and my wife, she's like, don't you go crazy now. I said, I'm not. But yeah, that was a lie. That was a lie. Any belts you guys want to show?
No, that new world heavyweight title is blowing my mind. Like, to see the detail on that thing, and just now the cat's out of the bag that it's yours. It's got your name on it. But wow, like the rope border around that thing and everything, and the texture he put into it, I'm like, dang, this man trying to take on like Fandu with the Fandu Lux Crumb Ryan and all this stuff like that. He's trying to get in that game, that level of work right there, and I guarantee that thing's $800 something or whatever for that belt. And it's the problem with Fandu is the plates are nice, but the leather on it is not is not so nice on Fandu. So then that's one of those belts you got to buy and then send to a leather anyway if you want to be happy with it. But yeah, it's not gonna cost you that much. I mean, like I'm looking at that thing like, oh wow, like Like
And he's
he's
not even
taking that.
finished. He's not even finished.
No.
And he told me when I ordered, he said, "Man, I'm gonna do something special for you." I'm like, "Okay." I
Yeah.
didn't know what he was saying, and it's taking a little bit longer than normal because he usually when I order a belt from him, it usually 3 to 4 months, give or take, you know. But this one here is taking a little bit longer, so I'm like, hmm. But when he showed me that picture, I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not even finished with it. He didn't do the extra detailing in it. He didn't do the dual plating part of it yet. He didn't do no paints, no stones, nothing. And I was like, "Whoa." And it
Yeah.
looks pretty damn big too.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, I don't know because he's doing that one CNC, I think.
Yeah, he said he got a new
Yeah.
CNC machine.
So I don't think he's done the plating at all yet on it. I think that's just the polished metal, like coming out the CNC. I think looks like that. I'm not even sure, but like I was like, good
Mm.
Lord, like the rope border and everything. I was like, dang man, that looks good. So he's trying to keep you buying. He said this is the last one. He gonna send you this thing, and you'll be like, I be like,
Yeah, he is trying to keep me buying because I did say, man, this one's gonna be my last one because I'm running out of space in my man cave, man.
yeah,
And I got so much stuff in here, it's like it's ridiculous. But
yeah,
I always have to show when I do a video, I always have to show the belts in the background. Not this one because this is a shop belt. But
yeah,
now I gotta rearrange this stuff so I can put his belts in the video. But
yeah.
but like this one right here, I took this one when I went to Raw. A lot of people love that belt. Was
Oh
asking
yeah,
me where I got it from. Even this my big eagle right here, my all-time favorite belt. You know what I'm saying? That, you know what I'm saying? And then remember the last video we did, I told you that I was helping a friend wrestle. And now he didn't get to the point where he had championship belts and nothing like that. And this is not from that company. But this belt, my Texas belt, is what inspired me to go ahead and get that belt because when I was wrestling, I was like, you know what, I want this belt. And he even put my name on the belt tip. I don't know if y'all can see that real good because of the light glare. There we
yeah.
go.
That's cool.
He even put my name on the belt tip. And and the leather on this thing is floppy. Look at that. So I know a lot of people like floppy leather. I don't really too much care. I'm just like, long as the belt hold, that's what, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's what I like. I don't really care about all that extra stuff. Put that back. Sorry, I had to put that back. But yeah, I want to talk about it, man, because I want Jago to get the business, man. Get all the business. I don't want to take the business from other people,
Yeah,
because he has given me so much good product. I said, man, what can I do to repay this guy?
yeah,
He's not paying me to sponsor him or anything like that. I'm doing this because this man is giving me great products. Him and his team has given me great products,
yeah,
and I want to repay him
yeah,
at
no
great
doubt.
prices.
Yeah,
Now, I don't really talk about prices because I know he might charge me one thing, charge you another, charge that person another. So I don't really talk about price. I don't want to tell nobody how much I pay for something. And you look forward to that, and then he might charge you something else. So I don't do that. I'll say, hey, this is who I got it from. Go talk to him.
yeah,
That's what I do.
yeah. But judging by what I see, like, I think you watch the Stephen Hammer videos too.
Mm-hmm.
Judging by what they pay for some of those belts, I don't really see why, we're talking 100, 200 more than what Jaguar's charging. I'm like, if I'm looking at the belt and thinking this look just like what, like to me, like just what Jaguar's doing. So I'm like, where is this one? Why is this one costing $550 or whatever? I don't really understand it. I think some of, with the belt collecting hobby, especially on Facebook, there's all these groups for certain belt makers, and some of them are just, it's almost like a club they feel like they're in, where like if you pay this much money, like Nawaz was big on that for a while back, just like 3 years ago when I started really starting to collect. Like Muhammad Nawaz was the big one, and like he was overcharging for belts and all this stuff, and they were like, oh, like yeah, his belts are almost like Dave Milliken, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, no, it's not gonna be like that. But yeah, it was almost like a status symbol for people like wanted to show off in belt groups and be like, look at all my Muhammad Nawaz belts that I overpaid for, and you know, like,
And that's kind of the thing we were talking about in the last video. It's like when you're getting these belts, man, you got to understand they're not coming from the actual maker and creator of the belts, like J Mar, Dave Milliken, Reggie Parks. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but
yeah,
they're not coming from all of them. Which, if you like, I've seen some people that on YouTube that did go to them and get belts, spending 4-5 grand. I'm like, sheesh.
yeah,
But hey, that's what they wanted to do, and I think that was a smart thing to do because let me explain why I said it was a smart thing to do real quick. Because like I've said before in the last video, uh, people that go and get a belt from the WWE shop, then they'll go and get it restoned, then they go and get it re-leathered. You spend about anywhere from 12 to 1500 right there.
yeah,
So that's why I say you might as well go to the belt maker themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's completely up to you. But if you want a good product and a good reasonable price, I say Jagu all the time, man.
yeah.
And he gives us great products on a regular basis, man. I got like 10 belts from him. Out of all my belts, I got like 10 from him.
Yeah.
And it all started with this one guy. I cannot think of the name off the top of my head, but it started with this one guy that left me a comment on one of my videos. I don't know if you remember, I said I had got a big eagle from eBay, not this one, but I had got a big eagle from eBay, and it was super thin. It was horrible, but I liked it. And somebody had left me a comment on that video telling me to go to Jagu, and that's when my collecting really took off.
Yeah.
So I got them all over my man cave, and I got a couple of them in my bedroom. My wife wanted me to take them out of my bedroom, but
Yeah. Yeah. I, I think that people still are buying from like eBay and Amazon just because of the security with the money. I
mm-hmm.
think that's a big thing. But then, like, I noticed the other day, I was looking on eBay, and they've already started trying to replicate the new NWA Junior Heavyweight title, which is like a throwback to the Luthez NWA World title. But they're just showing the pictures from Fandu. But and then in the description it's like 2mm brass belt, and I was like, well, that's not what Fandu's doing. Fandu's plates are all CNC machine cut. So they're like, but they're showing a picture of this one, and I'm like, oh, I feel bad because there are some decent. I mean, Jagu's got an eBay store, so there's some good ones on there. But the problem is like stuff like that when they use the fancy pictures, but that is not what you're going to get most of the time. There's some on Amazon like that too, and I think people just feel better about ordering because they don't feel like they're going to get screwed out of their money, which is not uncommon in the belt trading thing, which is I recently came into Jagu's other group. He had the worldwide selling group, and tried to like clean out that one, and there was all kind of scammers up in that thing. And it was a public group, so people could get in with, there were no rules, nothing like that. And I could see people were just getting screwed and stuff. And I'm like, oh, this is going to take me like a year to clean this thing out and fix it to where, but it's so sad. But people, they will steal the photos from other belt makers, and then you see them. And I've seen Jagu's pictures before pop up on them, and they're showing it on the same group he's on. I'm like, you shameless, man. You just stealing the man's pictures of like his belts and showing them right on there and saying, this is mine, I'm making. But they're,
and that's the thing, because Stephen Hammer and me talking about that one time before, that it was some foreign belt maker used one of his videos, a picture from one of his videos, to promote their company. And I'm like, wow, man, that's crazy. Because I look at it like this: if you got to do something like that, that's how you know you're not a good replica company. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the fact that that you'll steal somebody else's photo, somebody else. I ain't gonna say somebody else's product, but a picture of somebody else's product tells me a lot. You know what I'm saying, about that company. That's one of the reasons I said, nah, I'm not going to eBay anymore.
Yeah.
And that's why I haven't went ever since.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, when I, like I said, when I got that notification, I mean that that message telling me to go to Jegu, I was like, oh, okay. And I'm not big on social media. I mean, I rarely do anything on Facebook. I do a lot on YouTube, but I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna check it out. You know, somebody giving me some advice, I'm gonna check it out. And that's when, you know, bam.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find that guy's message real quick here. Give me 1 second. Okay, it was some guy named Healer. That if you want the belts, my guy makes you will be blown away. Jaguar makes belts on par with what you see on TV. You know, he posted it on my YouTube channel, and I was like, oh, okay, sure, I'll check it out. I'll check it out. So ever since then, hey, thanks to this guy named Healer, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who that is. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but ever since him, hey,
Yeah. Yeah. I've been, yeah, I was just farting around on YouTube the other day and looked up and found uh, the video. I think I can't remember where I shared it in the group. I think with that guy that ordered. He's been ordering belts from like every belt maker on social media, and he just happened to do one on that NWA TV title that I saw, and he got it from Jaguar. I was like, what? How did this? It just showed up in my feed. I was like, what? Like now he's starting to. Now more people are getting his belts, and hopefully it catches on. But like this guy, like in a 3-week span, had like he had the WWF Hogan 85, the Hogan 86, man, like all these belts made up. And like my my whole thing about that is he had both the Hogan 85 and the versions that he had were almost the same anyway. And then he had the NWA TV title and all these belts that are exactly the same shape. But I guess, you know, if you got money, you sort of keep getting every version of every belt made. But he just gave it. One of them was Jaguar's belt, and I was like, that just happened like a few days ago, and I was like, oh wow. Like I guess he's starting to catch on more because it was for a long time. I just saw, I guess the more popular belt makers on Facebook on there, but they keep going out too because I know Fight Night Belts has a really good reputation. There was
yeah,
somebody else I saw Stephen Hammer talking about, or somebody else, another people too, that just like out of nowhere just started scamming people. And people get worried too because like I get messages from people that are like, hey, I haven't heard from Jaguar in like a week. He hadn't given me an update on my belt. And I was like, yeah. But honestly, with him, he'll be back. Like sometimes he just dips off of social media for, you know, like a week or so just to catch up. I think on actual work, he has to kind of stop the orders temporarily to just
yep,
focus in on the amount of orders he has and getting them out. And then all of a sudden he's back and he's putting out like video after video after video of belts he's made progress on. So,
yep. And that's the thing too. I message him, you know, periodically, and I say, you got any updates? He'll say yes or no. If he says no, then I was like, okay, cool. You know, I
yeah.
guess because all the belts he made for me, I gained that trust with him. Cause I admit, like I said, when I got this first belt right here, my hybrid Big Eagle, I was scared and nervous to give him
Yeah.
my money because, I mean, duh, you know,
Yeah.
you know, overseas belt maker. I'm thinking I might get scammed too. I say, hey,
Yeah.
like I said in one of my videos before, I said, you know, you got to take that chance,
Yeah.
you know, and I took that chance, and woo, I
Yeah.
was sweating bullets. I'm not gonna lie, I was sweating bullets, but you know, hey, and that's another thing too. I want to tell people, like you just said, like right now with that big gold he's making for me, you know, he told me it was gonna take a while. I said, okay. Now I will admit, in the back of my mind, I do want updates because I got used to that, getting updates.
Yeah.
But when he said it's gonna take a while, I said, okay, I'm not gonna bother him anymore. I know, you know, he's gonna send me something, tell me something. And today he sent me a picture of it. I'm like, oh wow, that look good already. I
Yeah.
know I know he's not doing a finished product. It's not a finished product. He still gotta, lace some coloring and some
Yeah.
gems on it and the strap, and I wanted a special strap and all that good stuff. So, and that's another thing too. I want y'all to understand. You have to understand that when you getting a bootleg from someone, you do have to understand it's going to take a little bit of time, and he might not give you weekly updates. He might give you bi-weekly updates, like every 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I could tell he is getting busy. Looking at the Facebook group, and he is getting busy. So you got to be patient.
Yeah.
Trust me, I have a ton of belts from Jagu. Be patient. He's not scamming you. And I think the guy you're talking about that got belts from a bunch of people, isn't that Tony Thorpe?
No, 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 no. He has in the past, but now he's I mean, I don't know where else he's ordering belts from, but he sounds like
Okay.
he's pretty hooked on Jagu right now. No, Tony, but no, it's another guy on YouTube, I think, that was like, I don't know his name or anything, but I just shared the video off of YouTube of that NWA TV title. It's a very short review on there. And then I found that when I saw that dude's channel, it's like all in the last few weeks, and it's just belt after belt after belt he got in from different makers. And I was like, holy cow. What? I mean, he's pretty honest about it. Like some of them, he was like, and they kind of missed this detail and this detail. But, a lot of those, like, the classic WWF and NWA belts, Jagu's making those all the time. Like he's usually not messing up on stuff like that because, he's constantly making Winged Eagles, the classic IC, the NWA TV belt and all that stuff. He's making that stuff all the time. Like he's just getting better and better at those, like, classic belts. But
Okay.
yeah,
Kevin Species says he think it's Cortez.
it may
Javier
be.
Cortez. I gotta look up, see what you're talking about. I gotta look it up. But yeah, there was a bunch of people, with these belts, not just from Jagu, from other people, other bootleggers, they even the shop belts and all that will come out and say, like I forgot. I'm trying to think, who is that Stephen Hammer said that now this company is ripping people off. I cannot think.
Is it MOC belts?
I
I
think
had
it is
heard.
Mock Bill.
Yeah, I
I
had
think
heard
it is.
some bad things about them, that they were a good company, and then all of a sudden, like overnight, they just started pushing people back, not talking to people, and then they started scamming people. And then one dude was like, the only reason I got my belt is because I blew up over on every belt group, you know, like putting a video out about how this dude's scamming me. And then he got his belt like months after he was told he would get it, and
And
it was
that's
wrong.
that's another thing too. Like I think is it Nawaz, Muhammad Nawaz, or Fight Night belts, one or two, or maybe both. A lot of people have complained about the lack of communication and the wait time, and because they're told it's going to be on 2 or 3 months, then next thing you know, it's like almost a year later when they finally get their belts.
Yeah.
Now, Jagu, so far, I'm putting it like this so far for a reason, because I don't want nobody saying, well, man, upset that. Nope. So far, Jagu has given me accurate timing. He always says 4 to 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always been that. Even during the pandemic, it was still like 4 to 6 weeks. If it takes a little bit longer, he has messaged me and said, hey, give me an extra 2 weeks to complete your belt.
Yeah.
So I want y'all to understand that and remember that. Jagu will communicate with you. Now, is it going to be an everyday thing? No, of course not. He's too busy. Will it be a weekly or a bi-weekly or, whatever? Maybe so. I have had no issues with him at all. And that's why I want to try to promote him. And like I said before, I'm not getting paid anything from him to promote him. I'm doing this because this man gives me good products at a good reasonable price. And if y'all seen my belts, y'all know he does not make, he does it only, let me put it like that. make the common looking belts. He'll make personalized belts just for you.
Yeah.
Like I seen one person down here, it kind of looked like the big gold, but it had somebody's pictures on the side plates and stuff like that. I was like, oh, what kind of belt is that? And Jago told me it's somebody's customized belt.
Yeah.
Oh, might not be my last belt coming up.
Yeah. There was there was recently sometimes Jaguar will send money to my PayPal, and I'll send it to him Western Union, because he like to get the money Western Union. It's easier for him where he lives. And then one time, because they had my email address for PayPal, they sent me like all the designs, and it was for some kind of independent promotion, and it was like 4 or 5 belts. And I was like, oh gosh, like, and I was like, well, you sent it to the wrong person. Like, I can't do nothing with this artwork. Like I'm just helping him out get his money and stuff, like, because some people want to pay PayPal, but honestly, like that's another thing too. Like, I don't know why people think PayPal is safer than Western Union, but I mean, to each their own, but I'm just like, it's really not, but because
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
He has asked me to pay Western Union a few times, and I will admit that is a little bit difficult for me because I'm always on the go, and it's quicker to just do it on my phone with PayPal because I have a PayPal app, and
Yeah.
bam, and it just clicking 2 or 3 buttons, and instead of going to like a store or something. But anyway, he do accept payments like that with PayPal, Western Union, and I forgot what the other route was. That hold me to it. I forget what the other route was.
Yeah, I can't remember. He had something else too. Yeah. There is an app for Western Union though. I do it from an app, honestly. Like I don't. You don't have to go anywhere and do it necessarily like that. There's an app, because that's how I do it, and I have a PayPal debit card, and that's how I send it to him with my PayPal debit card, or if I have the money in PayPal. Like if he has somebody send me money to send to him, then he sends it to my PayPal, and then I just use my PayPal debit card and send it to him Western Union. So there is an app for it, and I tell people it's easy to use. I guess they feel more secure paying with PayPal, but if honestly, like if you're sending it friends and family, then you're sending money. You're not paying for a good or service. So when you send the money's gone regardless. So it doesn't matter. This is like you said, it's kind of a trust-based system here. Like, and that's whole reason I started the group here in the first place, was because once I figured out, like, okay, the first time I ever sent him money, I think I sent him like $700 for a couple belts, because he made that IWGP title, and that thing was not cheap. And but once I got those belts in, and like I knew I could trust him with, to me, a decent amount of money here. We're not talking like $150. Like, I sent him like $700 for 2 belts. So once I got the 2 belts in, and they were as he promised and everything in the time frame, and like you said, that's kind of won me over. And then I was like, okay, bet, like I can trust this guy. And then as I continued to buy belts and everything, I never had, and I'm the same way as you now. Like, if he tells me, hey, even when I got the big gold I got, he was like, it's gonna, tell me the same thing. He's like, it's gonna take me a little bit of time, but be patient. I was like, man, I don't want to rush greatness, like
that's what I told him.
Yeah,
I said, I'm not in a rush. I'm just anxious, and I'm always excited. Every belt I get, I'm always excited.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited to see my big gold. And when he said it's gonna take me a little bit of time, I said, oh, no rush. I'm not rushing. Take your time. Make it look good. And when he sent me on that, well, not just me, but he's put it in his in the group. I'm like, whoa, that thing looks awesome, and it looks huge.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm not a big dude. I'm not a big guy. That thing might be bigger than me.
It looks like the right size. It looks like the size of the real big gold, because that's one of the problems with the original Fandu big gold, is it was a lot smaller than the real thing, and some people didn't care. But then when you saw it, in Ric Flair's hands, how big it was, and Dusty Rhodes was a big dude, and it was still big on him. And then later, even in the WWE, it was pretty sizable too. And you saw it on guys like Kane and The Undertaker, and it still fit like it was good size. And then you saw Fandu over some average dude's size arm, and it was like it was not right. So it's like, yeah, this to me, just eyeballing that big gold, like the shape of it and everything, the kind of dip from the sides down and stuff like that, to me it looks cut right and everything. So I was like, yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. So, I know Jagu is in Pakistan right now. So I know he might be asleep because they like 12 hours ahead of us or whatever.
Yeah.
So he might be asleep right now. But I know he's gonna wake up and he's gonna see this video. And I want him to understand that the purpose of this, like I told you, I said, look, let's try to do something for him. Because this guy does amazing work, and I want him to take the work from Fight Night Belts. I want him to take the work from Muhammad Wise, from FanDuel, because if this guy it keeps up with the business he has, what that's going to end up doing is creating more jobs for more people, more revenue, more great product for the fans of wrestling and fans of his product, and that's going to just be tremendous for everyone all over. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's my purpose of this, because I was like, you know what? When I got my last belt from him, my Champions of Champions belt, I said, that's what I thought about. I said, I want to do a video for him because every belt I got, I cannot complain about it. It's basically what I want, how I want it, good time frame. If it's going to take a little bit longer, he's going to tell you. He will communicate with you. I'm gonna put it like that. He will communicate, but you have to be patient. Don't be an asshole to him or anything. Be patient. And like that old saying go, great thing comes to those who wait. So be patient.
Yeah. Yep. He's I think the only very few like accidents or incidents that I've seen happen with belts to me always seems to be like if he's in a hurry to get it done for somebody or something like that. And that's why I'm always pumping the brakes whenever I, like you said, get excited and I'm like, hey man, like I want another update. That's what I'm thinking anyway, even if I'm like, hey, what's up? Like just throwing the line to him or whatever. And he's like, yeah. I'm just like, yeah. But if I start telling him like, hey, remember you said you were going to have it in 2 weeks? He said it's just going to be a few more extra days because I got to do this. Sometimes I really think to myself, you know what? If I rush him, maybe the paint on the strap don't get settled in the way it's supposed to. Maybe the glue on the backing don't dry the way it's supposed to. So I better back up and let the man take that time with it because he might know what he's talking about with that. And he's like, no, give it another day to sit here or something because maybe it's, I don't know, a little more humid, a little less humid, whatever it is. And he's like, hey, man, maybe he's not coming out and saying it, but maybe he needs an extra day to make sure that the backing sticks on or something like that because he don't want to throw it in a box yet and send it out to you. And then you get it and it's coming apart or whatever or something like that. Yep. Because that's not what you want. And you do see it happen with people ordering belts. They get it in and the backing's starting to peel off already I saw it on Stephen Hammer's video. He had a side plate coming undone. It was already the soldering broke away from the belt, and he was putting the guy over on there like, oh, he's still such a good belt maker. And I was like, that's not good when the soldering has broken away from the side plate already, and you just got the thing in.
Yep, that's what I was just going to say too. I've seen several videos where people complain about that. Now, I don't know exactly what was said back and forth, all that stuff, but you can only go by what you're seeing in the videos. But I do imagine something like you just said, because you constantly rush, hey, where's my belt? What you getting on their nerves? So they saying, fine, here you go. Yeah. And the product is not completely 100% ready. It's like maybe 90, 95% ready. Yeah. So that little small percentage there is what's going to stick in the back of your mind and give them a bad review when it could possibly have been yourself. So that's why I say just be patient. Sometimes things can, take a little bit longer than normal, and sometimes things can I put it like this here. Like I said plenty of times before, you got several belts from Jagu yourself. You got a bunch of them from yourself. And like I said, besides my shop belts, and maybe two other belts, I should say. One because it's not a wrestling belt and something competition from some coworkers, and another belt that I got. But all my other belts, I got 16 total, and 13 of them came from Jagu. And ever since then, that's why I said just be patient. He's gonna tell you what you need to know. Just say, okay, this week, just put it like this. This is how I do it. When I send him the money, he'll do the drawing up for you. If he has to do a drawing, he might not. He might already have, you know what I'm saying, the specification of whatever belt you want already, you know what I'm saying, saved up on his computer or whatever. But if he have to do a drawing for you, he's gonna do that drawing, send it to you, say, hey, this is what you want. You'll say, yeah, no. You'll say, hey, take this off, add this, put this over here, you know, whatever. Yeah. And then after all that, you know, he'll, you know, maybe 2 weeks after that, he'll send you an update. Hey, this is what your plate look like so far before they do anything. Then, but when they start putting the gems if needed and the coloring and all that stuff, then he'll send you that. Then maybe another 2 or 3 weeks later, give or take, he'll send you a picture of the finished product on the leather. You know, and that's what it is. Now, like I said, sometimes it might take a little longer, might not. It just depends on what you're getting, how you're getting it.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
the more custom design, you definitely want to leave a little wiggle room in that due date on there, because yeah, like he might spend days just you know, before he gets back to you with the art to show you like, hey, is this what you wanted? Because even my NWA Big Gold was some customizations to that, so he you know, it was 4 or 5 days just before he hit me back with the art and be like, okay, what do we need to change with this? But before I go ahead, and I respect that, because that means he's taking his time and he don't want to start cutting a plate out, you know, and doing all this stuff, and you be like later, like, oh no, I said 3 stars in that, you know, or whatever, and stuff like that. And I tell people too, during that process, you know, when you first get that art, that's the time to start saying, oh no, I said this and this. You know, and before it makes it to the process where he's getting the plate cut out or whatever, because by then it's really too late, and he's either going to have to start completely over and do another plate, which could take weeks, you know, because I noticed sometimes, like if he's doing a bunch of belts, he's going to cut plates 1 week, and then the next week he's going to be on plating and painting, and then leathering is a whole nother week, and your belt may have to kind of make it into that queue if they're doing just leathering 1 week and nothing but leathering or whatever, you know, and sometimes it can take a minute to get in there. But yeah, when I've definitely seen people make the mistake before of getting their updates and not pointing out issues. Like I got two belts on order right now, and I noticed they're both supposed to have a logo plate on them, and one of the videos he sent me didn't have the logo plate. I was like, did you make a logo plate for that one? Because I do want one. And he said he did. So I don't know if he did or if he went back and was like, okay, I got to make another like logo plate or whatever. But at least he knows that is, you know, like, hey, I'm reminding him like, hey, remember, I do want a logo plate on both of these, you know, just because I'd rather it take a few extra days or whatever to get it right before it makes it to the next step, you know, but before he ends up doing the leather and everything and he's missing something from it that I wanted. You know, and so I definitely take each update and I look at them very carefully to make sure this, you know, we're going. You can't just assume that, okay, well, I said what I wanted to say, you know, and I said how it should be, but you got to remind him, even when it comes down to like if you want a different color or different texture of backing on your belt, when you get close to leathering, that's the time to remind him and be like, hey, remember I said I wanted crocodiles, you know, type backing on this, or I wanted snakeskin backing on this, or I wanted blue backing or whatever. And he's been good to me about communicating from the beginning, like, hey, I'm not going to be able to get that backing in that you wanted or whatever. Here's the options I do have or whatever. So at least he's honest about it. Sometimes, you know, he might just not be able to get it because he's not sourcing it from the same place, you know, like American, like Antonio Mendoza is getting his upholsteries to do leather and stuff like that. He's getting from an American source. He's getting his from where he lives. So if he can't get suede backing or whatever it is that you want, it's not because he's not trying, I don't think. I just think he can't. Sometimes he just can't get it. But yeah, you got to, I remind him of the little details along the way too. And I highly recommend anybody that's ordered a belt, especially the more custom it is, pay attention to those details as it goes along and remind him, be like, hey, I didn't see my logo plate in here. I didn't see, you know, this. Did you do it? And then hopefully, you know, one way or another, it gets taken care of.
And that's what I say too, is that he does, okay, he has a couple of times, like matter of fact, when he made this big eagle for me,
yeah,
when he cut out the plates and he sent me a picture of the plates itself before anything, just a cut. I saw plates of all these other belts that he's making. So getting back to what you're saying, it's like 1 week is cutting plates. Next week is the leathering and or gems. You know, it depends on your belt. Because if you're getting a wing eagle, you know, that don't have gems. So it just depends on your belt.
Right.
You know, then the next week is leathering. And leathering does take a little while because, you know, that paint has to heal. I mean, not heal, oh Lord. The paint has to dry up.
Yeah.
So that's why I say that's like a 3 or 4 step process right there. So then that takes a few months, a couple of months. Yeah. So now also too, this is one thing that I have noticed that some people saying too when they get their belts, that from the time I paid to the time I got my belt, it took 10 months. But they not adding in the delivery time.
Right.
So, and Jagu has no control over that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? None of these belt makers, but Jagu has no control over that.
No. Hold on. Sorry, I'll be right back. Be right back.
Okay.
Oh. What you got? Yeah, let's see. All right. I'm on a live thing on Facebook. Okay? Oh, okay. It's okay, buddy. You can do an apple if you want. Did you get another snack? Or you can have a bar. Okay. Sorry. Here we go. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah.
All right. I'm the same thing with my daughter. Y'all seen my daughter before on my videos. But what was I saying? Oh, okay, delivery time. Because there has been times that when Jagu shipped the belt, I got it like in 3 days. Which I was like, whoa. Then there has been times Jagu shipped the belt and it took a couple of more weeks. So it just, I guess it just depends on when that delivery company is busy. You know, and I always get mine through DHL, so which they are pretty decent. Don't get me wrong; they're just like any other delivery company, so I have no issues with that. And I just, like I said, I know I sound like a broken record. Don't care. I'm gonna say it again. I'm doing this because I think Jagu makes great products at great prices. I don't really talk prices because I leave that something personal up to you and the person you're buying from. So that's something y'all need to talk about when it comes to your Pacific belt that you want. He might charge you a little bit more than me or might charge you a little bit less than me. So that's something that you got to communicate with them. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, that's all I really wanted to talk about with this video. You know, I want to keep it short. I know you got things to do. Anything else you want to say?
No, I just appreciate everyone in the group participating. I think we all like it when people post pictures and unboxing videos, even if it's just pictures. If you don't feel comfortable on camera, even just like sharing pictures is exciting, I think, for everybody. Because if it can't be your new belt day, at least you can kind of enjoy seeing somebody else like being like, hey, check this out, look at this, and it may not be the belt you want, but it's like, okay, they probably having a good day because they just got like this in and stuff like that. Plus, I mean, it might give you ideas and stuff like that, because sometimes it's just something different they did with the leather, or something different they did with that somebody else may see and be like, wow, like that's kind of cool. I want to do that, but I want to do it on this belt, like, or whatever. I want brown leather with whatever on it, or, whatever like that. So, just I really appreciate like everybody continuing to do that, post pictures or an unboxing video, and I think I just think that's awesome. So that's all.
Yeah, I do too. I watch a lot of unboxing videos on YouTube, and I'll be seeing some stuff. I'm like, oh, nice looking belt. I'm not gonna lie, like the belt I hate the most is the Undisputed.
Really?
And yeah, to me it looked like a pirate ship flag. I don't know. It just looked weird. But I always watch it, and I'm like, oh, if I decide I want to leave a comment, I'll say, that's a nice looking belt, you know what I'm saying? Because, that can brighten somebody else's moment, day, whatever, and things like that. So, with that being said, though, I don't want to hold you too long. Kevin Spacey says, I am hoping to have my Triple Crown and TNT in like 2 weeks. Definitely will post a video. Hey, y'all can watch me on YouTube, Man Cave Sports TV. Subscribe to my channel on YouTube, Man Cave Sports TV. Anyway, man, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. My daughter's getting ready to come home in a minute. Yeah. And, got to spend that father-daughter time, man. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good one now.